back to my channel. Today I want to give you 10 of my, I don't know how to say it, but like easiest zero waste swaps. First zero waste swaps. Anyway, it's 10 of the ones that I think you can totally accomplish in your everyday life without it being too intrusive, and it's super easy. Yeah, we'll just get right into it. I will show you this first. This is my basket of rags, I guess, or cloths. We don't buy paper towels. We haven't bought paper towels in probably about 2 years. So we have a basket of rags. Some of these are Norwex Cloths, and I really like them. But if you're going to use any kind of microfiber, please get a guppy bag or a coral ball to trap your microfibers so they don't go into your waterway. But that's all I'll say. But yeah, that swap is pretty just self-explanatory. Don't buy paper towels. Instead of using paper towels that are disposable and you're only going to use them once and they're super water intensive and I don't know, resource intensive. Whoo, that one did not come into my head. But anyway, when you can just use this one and use it over and over again and just wash it. It's super easy. I have ones, like I said, I have Norwex, so this one is just for cleaning glass and stuff like that, and I really like it because it doesn't leave any streaks, and it's awesome. This one is really old. This one actually came from my husband's grandmother's house. It's got holes in it that I need to mend, but it's a loop, and it used to come on one of those racks that you just dry your hands and then you move a little down. I really like this one. I will use it until it falls completely apart. Some of them, and my basket's getting a little empty, which means I need to do laundry, but some of them are just old washcloths that I've had for I don't know how long. So you don't need to go out and buy something new to be zero waste. For every one of my tips, I plan to show you a way that you can do it with all what you already have at home. You don't have to go buy something. That was one thing that I got into. Sorry, I'm going to have a little moment. But that's one thing I really kind of failed with when I first started going zero waste is I was already doing a lot of stuff that was zero waste because it saved me money. That's another thing that I want you to take away from this. All of these tips save me money. I am what I like to call a professional poor person. I am really good at finding ways to save myself money. These are just awesome because they also help save our planet, which is really cool. But don't do what I did when I first went zero waste. I watched all the videos and I got really into it. I did all the research and I found all these very aesthetically pleasing things, and I went out and bought them because I thought I needed them to be the ideal form of zero waste, and I totally didn't. I could have just used what I had, which by definition would have been more zero waste than what I did. But luckily I did not throw anything away. I did just give them to people, mostly my sister-in-law. She kind of bears the brunt of everything I'm trying to get rid of. But she uses it, so I guess that's good. But anyway, don't go out and buy anything. If you have old rags, or if you have t-shirts that you can cut up into rags, do that. That's awesome. But anyway, these just live in a basket on top of my refrigerator. They're always there when we need them. I know paper towels are a big one, especially around here. My family, my amazing grandmother next door, is a paper towelaholic. Even if something gets spilled in her house, I automatically reach for a towel. She will yell at you and say, don't use the towel, use the paper towels so I don't have to wash it. But you don't need to do that. Just use these and wash them. So easy. The next one is reusable cutlery. Eating out around here, you don't really have a lot of places that you need cutlery that don't have them for use, but there are some places. Most the one that pops out in my head the most is like the Chinese restaurant in town. They don't have any kind of reusable cutlery. Even if you eat there, it's all plastic. Also, birthday parties, parties in general. That was a big thing for me. Is last summer we went to a couple of like 4th of July parties, and everything was disposable, and luckily we had some reusable stuff with us, so we didn't have to use the disposables. But like I said before, I went out and bought a bunch of stuff because it was aesthetically pleasing and I didn't need to. But these are my bamboo forks. I used to have bamboo sporks. They're about this big and they have a spoon on one end and a fork on the other. I really liked those, but somehow with us moving, they got lost. I don't know where they are. Hopefully I'll find them. If not, I don't really plan on replacing them because these work fine. But those are also an option. They're also, if you check camping stores or camping sections of stores, they usually have metal sporks, which are pretty cool. Whatever. Or don't buy anything at all and just go to your silverware drawer or whatever you keep it in and go grab a fork, throw it in your bag, and use that. We use them most, I think, when we go camping or hiking or whatever, and we take food with us, or if we go on road trips and we take food with us, these are what we take. I do have chopsticks because, I don't know, I feel like Chinese food and Japanese food tastes better when you use chopsticks. Maybe that's just super American of me. I really don't know. So, and we like eating with chopsticks. The kids like eating with chopsticks. So we do have reusable chopsticks. We use them a lot, so I don't regret buying them. So there they are. But yeah, that again, these tips are kind of all self-explanatory. Reusable cutlery, super easy. Just throw them in your bag. The wooden ones, or bamboo, these are bamboo. The bamboo ones, most of the time live in my bag. At least one set lives in my bag. I have 4 of each because there are 4 people in my family. So when we go places, I do throw the other 3 sets in there, but this one usually lives in my bag. I know that there are some companies that have the really cool carrying cases. I don't have one. I literally just roll these up in one of our cloth napkins and throw a rubber band around it, throw it in my bag. So, but you can, like I said, just take the ones from your house. Also, what you can do if you don't have enough in your house to justify taking one with you, or if you're not going to remember, because that was a big thing for me. I'm never going to remember to throw this in my bag, so it's better if it just lives there. One thing you can do is stop at the thrift stores or secondhand shops or whatever you have around you. Most of them have a stack or drawers or piles of silverware that people have returned to or turned into them. That they cost like maybe 25 cents. Super awesome. Cost effective. Awesome. The next item I'm going to be talking about are straws. This is probably the #1 discussed topic in the zero waste community and outside of the zero waste community. When people start talking about not using single-use plastics, straws are probably the first thing that come to mind. I will say this, before I get yelled at, I understand that there are some people with disabilities that absolutely do need straws. They are absolutely a necessity in their life, and I get that, and I support that, and I don't, if you need them, by all means, get them. That's what they should be for those of you who need them. I don't think they should come with every meal, or you know, when your waitress puts your drinks on the table, that she just throws 7 straws on the table. Ask if they need them. Because if they need them, I'm all for it. But if you don't need them, I'm going to say this because I feel like this has never been mentioned on any other YouTube video that I've watched personally. But if you're at a restaurant, tell the waitress before she puts them on the table that you don't want them, or hand them directly back to her. Because if you leave them on the table, chances are the bus person or the waitress or waiter themselves will throw them in the trash. I know I worked for a pizza restaurant when I was a teenager, and if you left your straw on the table, everything just kind of went in the trash because that's the way it worked. I was not zero waste as a teenager at all. If they got left on the table, even if they were unopened, chances are I didn't grab them. So please right back into your waiter's hand so that you know that they're going back in the pocket. So they'll be used by somebody else or not used. But if you do not need them, either A, just refuse one. Just don't use it. That's my husband's biggest thing is I just tell him I don't want one. I just don't use a straw. However, I really enjoy having a straw with water. I feel like it tricks my body. I hate water, first of all. I hate drinking water. It's ridiculous. I'm a child. I blame my grandma. I love her, but she waited until she was in her 60s to start drinking water. It's the first time I saw her drink a glass of water willingly. She was already in her 60s. I hate water, hate drinking water. I do drink it because it's important, but I don't like it. So having a straw tricks me, or my brain, into drinking more of it. I drink more water when I have a straw. So therefore, when I drink water, I have a straw. I also have straws because of smoothies. I love drinking smoothies from a straw. I know that I could not have a straw, but I prefer having one. So the metal straws that we have are the super wide mouth ones so that we could drink smoothies out of them. They also make glass reusable straws and they make bamboo reusable straws. But we bought metal ones. I've had these forever and ever and ever. They'll last me forever and ever and ever some more. We have a straw brush, which I did not bring in here, that we clean them out with. Yeah, we just reuse them forever. We also have a few of these plastic reusable straws. They came in a set of jar lids that we were buying that have the... Actually, I have one right here. These jar lids that have a straw hole, these plastic straws came in them, which is kind of good for us because my daughter Addison is a straw chewer. And so sometimes it's not always great for her to have a metal one because there are some of the metal ones, I don't know if either one of these, but on a couple of the metal ones that we have had, she has tried to chew on them instinctively and they had little grooves in them. It's terrible for her teeth. So she does use these plastic ones more so, and I can actually feel around the edge of this one that she's totally chewed on it. But that's just, they came with those, and so we have them and we will use them until they can't be used anymore. Honestly, then they'll probably go to one of my nieces or nephews to play in their play kitchen with. Probably. I don't know. But, so, reusable straws. The next thing I'm going to talk about is cups. To-go cups. Whether you're drinking tea or water or juice or smoothies or coffee. I think I covered all the bases. Whatever you're drinking, chances are if you go to a restaurant, if you go to a coffee shop, if you go anywhere, you're going to want to take something to go. Or if you just take it from home, because we're doing a no spend year, we're trying not to buy drinks outside the house. So we take stuff with us when we go places. And these are our cups. Addison has a different kind of metal coffee cup that has a straw that she really likes because she prefers iced coffee to regular coffee or hot coffee. So she has a different cup that she bought with her own money, but it's all metal. It's pretty awesome, but I don't have it. I don't know where it is. She has it. These are just jars that I bought. I use them for all kinds of stuff. We have a couple of different sizes. We use them to store things in our pantry or to drink out of. So yeah, these are kind of like my favorite things to drink smoothies out of. They came with regular jar lids that twist on. They look like this, only without the hole. And they work really well. I said before, I got these lids, I think from a dollar store for like 25 cents because they went on clearance in the fall maybe. So, but yeah, and it's a cup. It came with the little plastic straws, but as you can see, it would barely stick up out of that. So I like to use my little metal straws to go in it, and that's kind of my go-to cup for everything cold. For hot stuff, I have this. It's just a thermal cup. It's Ozark Trail. It's just a thermal cup, and it keeps my coffee really hot for hours and hours, and I love it. I know a lot of the YouTubers have like the keep cups, which are really cute, and I kind of really want one secretly, but I will not buy one until this one is dead, which is probably going to be in forever. My husband has one. It's way larger. His like the 32 ounce because he drinks a lot more coffee than we do. You can take these into Starbucks or any of the coffee shops that you go to, and they will fill them with coffee, I think, without problems. Like I said, we don't really buy coffee outside the house, so I've never tried it, but I've seen other videos where they have, and they'll tell you that you can absolutely get your personal cup refilled there. So it's a good option just to avoid those plastic cups. Super awesome. Another cup I have here lives in my purse. A lot of things you'll hear me say lives in my purse because I don't remember always to grab things when I'm going to go somewhere, especially if it's just me. Now, if we're going somewhere as a family, I do have a different bag that I will load up with stuff, but these are things that just live in my purse for if I'm by myself or if we're just randomly out and something happens. These I did buy after we went to one of the parties last year because we took water bottles and stuff like that, but they had like soft drinks or lemonade or something, and they had like the red plastic cups, and my kids wanted some, and I don't want to be that mom and be like, no, you can't have any lemonade, you drink this water because we brought it. So I did buy these afterwards, and everyone in my family has one. They're BPA free, I guess silicone, but it's just a cup so that we can have things on the go. It's also really helpful if we forget our water bottles or something like that. We can always fill these up at a water fountain, buy anything, and we don't have to use anything in single-use plastic. We just have these, and they just drop right in my purse because they're super flat. They don't take up any room. Moving right along with drinkware. Again, this is one that's talked about and talked about and talked about, so I won't talk about it very much. Just take a water bottle so you don't have to buy plastic bottles. Plastic bottles is probably the #1 plastic pollution in the world. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if that's things that I see people using and reusing, or using and not reusing. I'm good with words. It has water in it right now. It's actually still cold. You don't have to buy one of these. Chances are you already have something you can use. Refill a bottle that you already have. Use a jar. Use whatever you have before you go out and buy one. I do recommend this brand. I'm obviously not affiliated with anybody. I haven't been doing this long enough to be affiliated with anyone. But this is a Healthy Human bottle. They have sales a lot. They give out coupon codes if you like them on Facebook. I got all of these for really, really cheap because they gave me coupon codes. Again, I'm not affiliated with them. I just like them on Facebook and they send me codes. They're pretty awesome. And they're also shipped with no plastic. I think I got this in a reusable cloth bag that was sitting inside of a cardboard box, and that was it. So I really like this brand. I will recommend this brand. It keeps my drinks cold. My husband actually couldn't find his coffee cup this morning, so he ended up putting his coffee in one of these bottles because they can do hot or cold. And he actually got mad because his coffee was still too hot to drink all through his first class this morning. So they work really good for keeping your stuff hot and cold. The next thing I talk about is to-go-ware or carry-out containers. First of all, if you're going to a restaurant and you usually get leftovers when you go to that restaurant, it would be cool if you took your own container and packed it up in your own container and brought it home instead of styrofoam. Styrofoam is the devil. It's terrible. Blah, 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 blah. So I keep this one in my bag pretty much at all times. Yeah, it's just a metal container. I think I bought it off Amazon. It was in like a Russian nesting doll situation where there was different sizes. I'm not sure if this is the biggest one that came. I didn't look, but this is the one that fits right down in my purse. So this is the one I take with me most every day, just in case for whatever reason I need to bring something home. We're not eating out right now, but we do still eat at relatives' houses, and 9 times out of 10 they send me home with food. 9 times out of 10. So it's nice to have a container with me. This is a thermos. It's a really old thermos that I found. Whoops, I took it apart. Really old thermos that I found at a flea market, I think, a while back. When I was working in a shop, I used to like to take my lunch because I'm trying not to eat out as much. Plus, it's hard to eat out vegan around here unless you want Taco Bell or Subway every day. So I would pack warm stuff in this. It keeps it hot and cold. You know what a thermos does. I don't need to explain it to you. This one's really cool because it is my favorite color, and I just happened upon it at a flea market. They didn't even have a lot of them. It was just this one, just this color. I paid $2 for it, and I will use it until I absolutely can't anymore. I love this. We also have, and I didn't bring it in here with me, is a 2-tier. It almost looks like this, but there's 2 of them that stack on top of each other and they clip together. We also have a 3-tier one, depending on how many of us are going. Wherever we're going, we pack food in them to take with us, like on hikes and stuff like that. We just throw some beans and rice and vegetables in them and off we go. They work really great. They can be kind of pricey. I don't think this was pricey, and I know this wasn't pricey, but some of these containers, especially now that zero waste is kind of taken off, some of them are pretty expensive depending on brand names and stuff like that. So what I want to tell you, what I did not do, is don't get rid of your Tupperware. This is Rubbermaid, but don't get rid of stuff like this. Just use it until you can't use it anymore. I don't suggest microwaving it because plastic can leach, but that's a whole nother video. But yeah, just use this until you absolutely can't anymore. This is what I didn't do. I got rid of all my plasticware when we started this journey, or when we got serious about this journey, I guess. I have glass Tupperware containers with lids. I do love them, but they weren't a necessity. They were a want. I could have just used these and the ones I had, which were like country crock butter containers and stuff like that. I don't know if that's a thing where you are, but here in North Carolina, in this part especially, you can't go in your grandma's refrigerator and point out the butter, I bet, because there's at least 7 country crock containers full of all kinds of food. Okay, so my battery died on my camera, so I'm hoping I've let it charge enough to finish filming this. Moving right along, the next item that I'm going to talk about is my safety razor and blades. This is the easiest swap we've probably made. It has probably saved us the most money out of everything. You just replace the blades. I bought a box of 100 of these for like $10 over a year ago, and we're still maybe halfway through the box. I don't even think we're all the way halfway through the box. My husband and I use this razor. It's easy. We did have one before this that was completely metal that I got from like a hair supply store that I didn't like, but I was more likely to cut myself with it. This one I don't. I don't worry about it. I can shave, no problem. My husband likes it for his face, and he actually has sensitive skin on his face and tends to break out in bumps. He does not do that with this. We really like this. This is awesome. Has saved us a ton of money because, and a ton of plastic, a ton of everything, but just replacing heads, even if you just replace the head on a razor, I think it was costing us like between $15 and $30 a month. Like I said, I bought these over a year ago for 10 bucks. So we're averaging maybe $5 a year for razors. That's pretty awesome. That's huge. So it's probably the easiest swap in the world. If you're not already doing this, I don't understand. It's reusable bags. When you go grocery shopping, just take a bag. Before I talk about the one that I have that lives in my purse, I will talk about these. You don't have to go buy one. You probably already have some at home, especially like this. This I got from a fair or festival or something like that years and years ago. You can't even tell what it said on the front. A lot of companies will give these out as like free goodie bags and stuff like that, so just keep them. This one I got from a friend. She was having a yard sale. I love Elvis. I bought this bag from her. It has gotten holes in it. I have patched them. I still have a couple more holes that are new that need to be patched. I literally just took a piece of Darth Vader fabric and crudely sewed it in there. If you can see that, it's not good, but it works. And I love this bag, and I'll use it until it dies. Bags that I did buy because somebody told me to. Don't do that. Unless you don't have any reusable bags, or like me, you tend to forget them. Not for the big grocery shopping trip, but when you're just running in for one or two things, I do tend to forget to grab them. That's why at least 2 of these usually live in my purse. Yep. These 2 live in my purse all the time because I won't forget them. I did have them on my keychain, but they were a little bit too bulky and they got on my nerves, so I just have these 2 in my bag. And I'll show you. They just pull out. Super easy. They are from a company called Chico Bags. Anything I talk about that I did buy, I will put the link in the description box below if you do need them. But and they carry like 40 pounds worth of stuff, which is pretty awesome. We will fill these suckers full, make the baggers really nervous, but after you're done, you just put it right back into its little pouch. Super easy. Just drop them in your purse. The next thing is, it kind of goes hand in hand with that, is produce bags. Again, you probably already have some of these around your house, or will get some in the near future. This one, I'm not sure what came in this. It says Paw Legend. I don't know what I ordered or bought or whatever that came in this. But it did, and I keep them, and I use them for beans or whatever at the grocery store. If you're a type of person that needs to put your produce in a bag, put it in one of these reusable bags and wash them. I actually don't usually put produce in bags unless they're like green beans or something that's kind of small. I just put them in my cart. Apples, oranges, stuff like that. I don't need a bag for them. I don't use a bag for them, but if you're more comfortable doing that, please use a reusable option, not those little plastic film bags that are actually very hard to even recycle, if they can even be recycled. So use something reusable. I had another one that came with a sheet set. It was a really good one until my dog ate the banana bread that was hiding in it, and he kind of ripped the bag. These, I have 2 of these bags, and they actually came the last time I ordered bras, so my bras came in these bags, but they're actually really good bags. I like using them for beans or rice or whatever we put in them when we go bulk shopping. I do have some that I purchased. These are called Purify You. They're really good. I also have these from a brand called Earth Junky. They come in different sizes, and some of them are kind of a mesh fabric like this. This one's a cloth. I like these because they're sustainable materials. This one's kind of like nylon or something, so I probably wouldn't rebuy these, but I love these ones. They also have the tear on the side to make shopping a little simpler. If you want to put produce in them, put produce in them. If you don't feel like you need them for produce, don't buy them. If you go bulk shopping, they're great for that. You can also use jars. It's just all about what you need to fit into your life. Don't buy what you don't need. The last one on my top 10 list is, I'm going to put a vagina warning because we're going to talk about periods. Yeah, we're about to talk about periods and vaginas, guys. The first thing I want to say is that most tampons and pads and things like that have very harsh chemicals in them. They're also disposable and single use and all that, and they're very expensive, and you have a tax on them, which is insane, but we won't go into that. What I will say is this tip has saved me probably, I don't know, a ton of money. A ton of money. This is my menstrual cup. This is my lifesaver. I love this thing so much. It has made periods so easy. It just lives in this little bag in my purse at all times unless I'm using it, and I love it. I did have to buy this is the second one I bought. The first one didn't fit me correctly. There are tons of different cups in different sizes. Your vaginas are not all the same size, so it makes sense that our cups would not all come in the same size. There is a website, I think it's called putacupinit.com, that you can take a quiz and find out which cup might work best for you. This one works best for me. I really love it. I think it's a Blossom cup. I don't really remember. I've had it for over a year, I know, and seriously, if you're not doing this for the environment, think of how much money that has saved me. A whole entire year of not buying tampons or pads. I just bought this one time for, I think, $13. There is kind of a learning curve, so I won't say that this is the simplest swap. But after my first cycle, I had figured it out, and I had already decided I would never, ever, ever, ever go back because of the chemicals, because of the waste, because of money. If you are uncomfortable with a cup, if you never liked tampons, if you are a pad person, I get it. Some people just aren't into it, or maybe you have daughters and they're not at that point yet. That's fine. They make amazing reusable pads. These are mine. These are, I call them my nighttime pads. They are great. They also come in tons of shapes and sizes and colors. These ones are just kind of fun. I have skeletons and dinosaurs. They have flowers, and they have cartoon characters, and they have everything that you can think of, and they're awesome. They're very reusable. You just, when you're done using them, throw them in the wash. It's just that simple. If you want to, you can put them in a bucket of like soapy water or vinegar water to kind of let them soak before you wash them. We don't do that. We just have a wet bag, and once you're ready to wash them, we just throw them all in the wash by themselves and wash them like normal. Again, they've saved us a ton of money, and they have saved us from putting chemicals on our bodies. Because, and again, vagina warning, your vagina is made out of the same stuff as the inside of your mouth, and your inside of your mouth is constantly absorbing everything that touches it a little bit. So it stands to reason that your vagina is going to absorb a little bit of whatever comes in contact with it, which includes all the chemicals that are in pads and tampons. So think about what you're putting close to your vagina. Just be careful what you're putting close to a very sensitive part of your body. Just be aware. Be aware. Save yourself some money. Save yourself some problems. Just get reusable ones. And that is it for my top 10 list. I hope you've enjoyed that. I do want to give you two kind of bonus ones. A lot of zero wasters you will hear talk about bamboo toothbrushes. One of the biggest ones they preach is switch to a bamboo toothbrush. We did switch to a bamboo toothbrush. We used bamboo toothbrushes for a few months. They were not working out for us, for our dental health, for our whatever. They just didn't work out for us. Option for us, these are by Norwex. I'm pretty sure other companies make them. I really like these. So it just looks like a regular plastic toothbrush, except for you just pop the bristles out and replace them whenever you would normally replace a toothbrush head. Just replace them, just the bristles, so you just have to worry about this part. You're not throwing away a new toothbrush every single month. I know it's not completely zero waste, but it is the best option for us while maintaining good dental health, because I'm gonna make that a priority, is our dental health, and bamboo toothbrushes just weren't doing what I needed them to do. They weren't lasting very long. I was spending a lot of money on them. So I chose not to do that anymore. So if bamboo is not working for you, do not get discouraged. Do not give up on your journey. Just find another option. These are great. Like I said, these did come from Norwex, but I know that there are other companies that have them, that do the same thing with the detachable part. I will say that these are supposed to have silver in them, so they kill the bacteria on themselves, which is kind of a cool concept, and I really like it, but they are kind of pricey. The other honorable mention is we stopped using sponges and stuff for our dishes. We use these brushes. We have a bottle brush and a straw brush also, but this one I really like for cleaning everything, and when you need to replace it because they get old and gunky, you just pop the head off and you buy new heads. And they're pretty awesome. I really like it. It has natural fibers. I'm vegan, so I don't have the, I think boar's hair. They have one that's boar's hair or horse hair. I'm not really sure, but we don't have that specific one. I don't remember what brand this is because it has rubbed off. I will leave a link in the description box below, but this is what we wash our dishes with. I like it a lot. We also use bar soap. Castile soap to wash our dishes with instead of soap that comes in a plastic bottle, but I really like this, really like this, so I wanted to give it an honorable mention. So that's it. Those are my zero waste swap tips, and I hope you really like this video. I hope you can find a way to make some of these swaps in your own life, if not all of them. They're really easy. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments box below. If you have some other tips that you feel like I should have mentioned, trust me, these are not all of our zero waste swaps. I will go into more detail later with more of them. These are just some that I thought would be really easy for you guys to kind of incorporate into your lives. I hope you can. Like I said, if you have any questions or any more tips, leave them in the comments below. If there are any videos that you would specifically like to see, leave them in the comments below. If you have already told me videos, I promise I am coming around there. I'm actually going to show you. I have a book. In this book is everything you've ever told me that you want to see. I promise they are coming as fast as I can put them out. I love that you guys are enjoying this channel. I love hearing your comments. I love talking to you guys about it on Facebook and on Instagram. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, it's LP_the Dreadhead Mermaid. I did make a Facebook page. It's just the Dreadhead Mermaid on Facebook. So if you want to discuss it further, please follow me on those two places. And as always, y'all be good.